Hi,
Testing,
everyone.
testing.
Oh,
Hi.
here
Take
she
two.
goes. Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Hot Off the Mess. I am your host, Samantha Bush, and today I have someone on who is so iconic. She's truly the pioneer of podcasting, the OG, Jackie Schimmel. Hi, Jackie.
Hi. Oh my God, that was so lovely. I'm misty. I'm damp.
I mean, I've been listening to your podcast since before you were married.
Oh God, those
Like,
are
I've
the
been
dark
following your
days.
journey, girl. I've been following your journey. I remember there was an episode, I believe you and Greg Bennett recorded poolside.
Oh my God. Yes. See, I
Yeah.
blocked out the first 3 years of the podcast because,
Yeah.
I used to have them all in my library, like my iTunes library. So when I'm like on a shuffle journey in my car, sometimes an old episode will come up and like my butthole, when you pour Coke into a sea urchin at Leo Carrillo, this is like a very niche reference for all my, Valley Beach girls. That's what happens to my butthole because I'm so embarrassed because they were so bad.
It's okay. We all go through it. I think I'm in that period of podcasting right now. You know what I mean? Like in 3 years, I'll be like, oh my God, that episode with Jackie was so crazy.
No,
bad.
I don't think so. You have so much more access to know where you are on the Richter scale now. There's so many terrible podcasts out there that you can listen to and be like, I'm fucking incredible.
Yeah. I mean, your podcast, like you really did start it all, I feel like. Like you really were the
I got
original
so
girl.
lucky to get in at the time that I got in because it was there were 4 of them. There was literally like 4 podcasts. I remember I was a receptionist. I put a podcast out. It was like number 3 on the iTunes charts. And I'm like, this is so easy, but there were only like 3 shows. So it was so easy to gain traction and be seen because there were none. It was like the dark ages or pterodactyls in the sky.
Yeah, it was like old school. And I mean, I remember like you would record while driving. Like I feel like during your wedding there was an episode like when you were planning it. I mean,
all kinds of weird shit.
It was iconic. Like it was please, like honestly, you should just like if you can like bring them back like just for like a retro listen, I would really really enjoy.
We should do that. That's funny.
It's wild. And I thought I was the only one for the longest time who loved to go pick up like fast food and park in like a strange parking lot and listen to a podcast and eat. I thought I was the only one that did this. And then when you started like on your Instagram stories, I was like, she's literally has a food tray because she does this so often. It's so good.
It became shticky about like a year and a half ago. So I do it a lot more often than I actually care to broadcast at this point because I don't want it to become a bit because I've been doing this since high school. I'm like, no, I got plans, guys. Like you go to In-N-Out, like, sorry. And then I would just be like hiding in a parking lot because I love something about the car feels very safe to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the festering. I like the shawarma sauna of it all. I'm disgusting. Like I'm kind of a gross girl.
And it's always like a really weird parking lot. Like for me at least. Like it's very obscure. It's like I got to find the right one. I don't drive around to find it, but like it finds me, you know?
I love that for you. That's really symbolic and I appreciate it.
I love it. I really do. Like I would go like so I used to work at a dental office as a receptionist as well. Front desk girly for life.
That's right. That's right.
For like 5 years, and that's when I started Bravo Historian, and then like thank God I don't do that anymore. I hated that job so much.
Yeah.
It was hell, but I would do that on my lunch break. I would order Jimmy John's Freaky Fast and go sit in a parking lot, and that's what I would do because I did not want to.
Freaky Fast.
Do you not have Jimmy John's in California?
I think we do, but I've never tried it. Is it a sandwich place?
It's a sandwich place, and they deliver honestly freaky fast. It's really strange.
You know, I love an alliteration, freaky and fast. That's what they call me in the bedroom.
Yeah, freaky fast. So, okay, you and Andrew have been married for how long now?
5 years.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I know.
You know what I think about a lot? I feel like very invested in your life. I'm sorry if this is like really creepy and not what you came on for, but I'm really
I'm enjoying this.
I remember when your friend fucked
Joe. Oh, my best friend Ruth. Yes, Ruth Ann Cunningham.
Ruth Ann.
She did. She's Irish Catholic. She never even met a Jewish. It's amazing. Never even met a Jewish person until she met me. We were roommates, and she fucked my rabbi at my wedding.
That's so. I can't even describe because my boyfriend is Jewish, and so like I'm now being introduced to like, you know, like I was in a wedding where there was a rabbi. I've never like met a rabbi before, and that's all I can think about. That's all I could think about. I was like, Ruth Ann really got after it. Like
literally a legend. And I was in her wedding this past summer, and I was like, should I fuck the priest just to make it even? But they didn't have one. It was a bummer.
Oh, that is a bummer. Okay. So let's talk headlines, things that are going on. And I didn't record this week, earlier this week because I have no work ethic.
I was going to say, you have no work ethic.
I have no work ethic according to my reviews, which is fuck you guys. But
fuck you, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I'm really doing a lot over here. You people just like don't realize. Anyway, let's talk about Adam Levine. I have to talk about it. Let's talk about the girl Sumner. I have a lot of thoughts. And I might get in trouble for them. I'm honestly scared.
Honestly, everybody has a lot of thoughts about this, and it's so interesting to watch how this plays out on TikTok, social media, celebrities weighing in. I haven't really weighed in on it because I don't know. I get weird with like celebrity gossip now because I'm like, am I such a loser? Like, I don't know. I've really started to like dissect myself, but we have to talk about it because he's a little rat fuck. And I don't understand how these dudes in Hollywood get away with so much. Like, it is so crazy. Adam Levine, I would just like to send a message. First of all, everyone download Best For You, written and produced by my husband on the last Maroon 5 album. It's a fucking bop, and it should have been a single.
Bops. I really don't care what anybody says. They put out bops.
Best For You is a bop. I'd just like to start this little rant with that. Great fucking song. Secondly, Adam Levine, if you were not a rock star, you would not get fucked, period. You've got a whiny little rat voice, small little peepee. You're not sexy, okay? Go look at his high school pics. This is why he is the way that he is. He's a borderline, proactive Neutrogena before picture, okay? And it doesn't make sense. If you're married to Beate Prinsloo, you keep your dick in your fucking pants. You should be so lucky she's out of your goddamn league. And you have daughters. And I hope you look them in the eye and you try to think 30 years down the line if someone did this to them and be ashamed of yourself.
Wow, that was beautiful. That was honestly powerful. It was a sermon that we needed on this. Well, it's coming out on Friday. So I just feel a lot of things about this because obviously Adam Levine is disgusting. I've never understood like the sex appeal of him. Like, he's just not my kind of, he doesn't have the energy that I'm looking for. Okay.
Harry Styles or Adam Levine? Let's really think about this. Unanimously, as a country, as a gender, as a species, we're taking Harry Styles. Nobody's fucking Adam Levine over Harry Styles.
No. If you are, you need to take a good, long, hard look in the mirror.
You need to go to Betty Ford and be evaluated because something is wrong with you.
Yeah, he's just not it for me. And like, I'm glad he's not on The Voice anymore. Not that I watched, but I like do see clips, and sometimes I do go down a wormhole of like YouTube being like best voice auditions because that's just who I am.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just think he's disgusting. I hate his tattoos. I never really got a good look at them until this week, and he has the word California tattooed above his belly button. And I find it so disgusting and repulsive. And then there's the girl. So the girl comes out.
Sumner. What's her name?
Sumner.
Can we just talk about that? I mean,
for
fuck's sake. The fact that she definitely went to the blow dry bar and was like, I want the Mai Tai.
She had a ring light. She had full glam.
with a fake lash.
A cross necklace.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. That, I think that maybe not was in the first video, but it was in the second one where she like had to clear up the air. Yeah, very.
Strategic.
Sumner knows what's up. So she posts this video. My friend sent it to me. I was in shock. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. Because like, she's like, I had an affair with a Victoria's Secret model's husband or something like that. And then all of a sudden you see the screenshot and I was like, holy shit. I'm not even like, I don't think about Adam Levine. I don't think about Beate. I don't think about them in my everyday life. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's shocking. But what I'm sick of is this discourse that I'm seeing. And this is going to be, maybe this is a hot take. I don't know. Okay, let's just already get this out of the way. We've already said Adam Levine is gross. Don't cheat on your wife. Don't be weird.
1000%.
Don't name your future baby after your mistress.
That is psychotic. That
no,
is diabolical.
That's actually incredibly narcissistic and vile. Hate that. So let's just get that out of the way. But this girl, to me, like, there is just something that I'm just so sick of seeing. And it's this idea that like I have to support every single woman on this planet, no matter what she fucking does.
Yeah, sorry, Hurrdat. We're allowed to say that she's also disgusting.
I don't want you to fuck my husband. Like, that doesn't make me a bad woman for not wanting you to do that. Like, you knew he was married. They were having an affair, she said, for a year. He said that they were separated. But babes, go on Instagram. They're clearly not separated. I'm sure there were other signs that told you that they were not separated. They also have a business together.
Please, tale as old as time. This is 2022. Go on Instagram. That's a bold-faced lie. I'd have more respect for Sumna if she came forward and she was like, listen, I wasn't hugged as a child. I've got some daddy drama. I live for the lights. A rock star wanted to fuck me and I needed to be validated by him. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad about it now, but I did what I did. I was an active participant.
No remorse. There was no apology to Beate and the kids and the family. Nothing. And I think she owes her an apology. 100%.
She made it public. She's pregnant, for fuck's sake. Come on.
This is not cool. It's weird. And also there's some rumors going around that she was the one that tried to sell the story. Like, she is going around and like Perez Hilton even said no to running the story. There's like receipts going on TikTok. Who knows if they're real or not,
Wow.
I mean, I love just throwing, credible information out into the world, but
you just say allegedly. That's what my lawyer
allegedly
says. You say anything you want as long as it starts with allegedly.
Okay. Well, allegedly, that's what she's doing. And then she makes a second video where she says that she was a victim and that she was preyed upon and new to LA.
No, that is a no. That's not.
You're not new to planet fucking Earth. Like,
no,
you're new to LA. You're still 25, babe. Like, when I'm 25, I'm not fucking a married guy. It's so disgusting. And I'm just so sick of this. Like, because Sarah Foster had posted a video, I don't know if you saw it, where she basically was like, being like, no, this woman still fucked someone's husband. It's still disgusting. And then Hurrdat replied where she's like, I think Hurrdat is projecting her own shit because her husband did the same thing, allegedly.
Allegedly. She's projecting a lot. I think that Hurrdat is... she's somebody that's trying to prove her cerebrality to a point that misses every message. She doesn't, it's so conflicting and you don't want to be objectified, but you post nude. Like, let's just like get really, really surface with all this shit. Like, I feel like sometimes we're too marbled with wokeness that we forget like that some things are very simple and are what they represent. So let's not, it's almost like confusing and insulting the intelligence of an audience or a demographic when you start making these vague blanket feminist manifestos and you're like, wait, but if you don't want people to talk about your tits, don't show them. I mean, I don't know. I want to be objectified. So maybe I'm not the right person to tackle this issue. I want people
to
want to fuck me.
I was walking my dog the other day and a man drove by and he said, you could walk me. And I felt good. And listen, I don't always want to be catcalled, but when I'm hitting 30 and I'm walking my dog and I look like the crypt keeper, for a man to say that, I was like, That is so kind. Now, that's all I'm going to say on that.
Okay.
I just, that's how I feel.
Same.
But it's also this idea that I'm really struggling with lately is that Emrata is saying things in a way where it's like, you're making women sound really weak, in my opinion.
Could not agree more. Like, don't insult us like that. Like, we are the strongest beings on the planet. We grow humans inside of us. We bleed out every month. Like, we're modern day superheroes. You're making us the victim.
Yeah. It's like
by default.
We can make our own choices.
Yes.
Like, we can make our own decisions. I do understand that he is a superstar, rock star musician. I understand that. And if he slid in my DMs, I'd be like, first of all, I'd be like, what are you doing here? This is really weird. But so I understand that to a point. But then there's also like, you have to take accountability for your actions. Women can make decisions. It's like, I don't want to be lumped in with all of that. It really bothers me. And I felt that way during like, what was this now? I don't even know what time is anymore. It was like when the whole Aziz Ansari thing came out. I don't know if you remember that. It was like, I felt from the essay that woman wrote, it was just a bad date that she just was like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. He seemed to handle it perfectly fine. He was like, oh, okay. Like, I'll call you an Uber if you want. Like, we can watch Seinfeld or whatever the fuck. Right. To me, that just painted women in this weak way that I was like, this is not cool to me. Like, this is not doing what you think it's doing.
It's counterproductive for feminism. Like, let's remarket and rebrand. Like, I don't understand how that's helpful at all. And obviously, like, this is not a blanket statement, but, obviously as women, we have disadvantages. Everybody fucking knows that. But two things can be true at the same time. Adam Levine could be a dirty dicked motherfucker. And this bitch could also be a piece of shit. Now, the punishments are not the same. He betrayed his family, his pregnant wife, his children. He's going to have to deal with that. We can also say, we don't have to just be like, we both have vaginas and we stand behind her. We don't. Sumner, fuck off.
I don't stand with Sumner. I don't stand with Sumner. No, I want to know, like, why maybe she didn't go to Bahati about this. And I have been thinking, like, maybe Bahati, like, kind of knew that Adam was doing these things and is, like, maybe cool with it. I don't know. I don't know what she's thinking right now. She's picking her kids up from preschool with him. There's paparazzi photos. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah. I don't know. I can only speak for myself. If Andrew sent even like a winky face, divorce.
Oh, when I hard launched my boyfriend, which is like so obnoxious to say, but when I hard launched him, he looked at me and he showed me his phone and he had so many fucking not friend requests, like follower requests. I was like, decline them all. Yeah. Like, not a fucking chance.
It's amazing. You know what? With the best thing about having a podcast or any like platform is that anytime Andrew goes anywhere, the people that listen to my podcast are fucking crazy. They're full-blown psychopaths. So anywhere he is, golf trip, masters with my dad, I get messages from strangers of pictures of Andrew.
Shut the fuck up.
All the time.
He's always watched. People are watching.
I literally texted him. I'm like, so you're at the Cosmo gambling? He was with my dad, which is like the best thing of all time. I get pictures of them like at the, craps tables or whatever. I'm like, I know where you are.
Yeah.
I've got eyes watching.
You've got eyes everywhere. You've got eyes everywhere. That's amazing. Now, I don't know if that will ever happen to Danny, but we'll see. That's so funny. So another thing that you post about a lot, and I really appreciate it because it's something that I really love to talk about and love to hate, is you list, what is her name? Hannah Ann. Okay. Let's talk about Hannah Ann and people like Hannah Ann.
Okay.
Hannah Ann.
I'm ready.
Really is something. I think you feel about Hannah Ann how I feel about Jesse James Decker. Like, there's something in her that you just like, it's like, it makes you so angry, but also like laugh, I feel like, because it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's so crazy. You know what it is? Because I like have really had to think about this because I'm like, is it me? Like, am I just doing cunt?
Yes.
Which is true. Like, I should launch into this saying that I know in this scenario, in this equation, it's me. I'm the problem. Like, it's my fault. I'm not being nice. I'm rude and I'm a bitch. Yes.
You just have
Okay.
a point of view.
I thank you.
And
I
you're
do.
sharing it.
And I'm sharing it because we can't lose that. The second we lose the opportunity and the ability to talk shit about other people on the internet, the jig is up. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I'm out of work. So
literally same.
Right? So
yeah.
You get it. I listen, if she DM'd me and was like, "You're a fucking cunt," I'd be like, "I love you. I will take you to dinner. Let's hang out." Like, I would think that was the coolest. I can take it. I call them the mediocre mafia because there is something that really triggers me with a lack of self-awareness. And I know I can be like a little, I know all the things I can be painfully aware, but she is so comfortable just hovering at a 3.5 on her best day. And that really bothers me. Like, nobody is rolling over. Thomas Keller is not, shaking because you put a pre-packaged cookie on a pre-packaged cookie in September for Halloween. I can't wait to see when she gets out little cotton balls. I'm making this up, by the way. I'm going to go to CVS. I'm going to get cotton balls, and then I'm going to get glue, and I'm going to make snowmen and put them on in my centerpieces. Okay, great, Hannah Ann. Thank you. My brain shook it. Like, it's so... I have a chest rash. Look at this.
There's something so frustrating about not just her, but people that put out that type of content for me that just really just like grates me because it's so contrived. It's so not like, and I don't need you to be like real and unhinged and be like the quirky girl on the internet either. But
no, we don't need faux quirky. Nobody.
We don't
I hate
need that
more.
Yeah, there's so many things I hate.
Oh, me too.
But it's like, there's something about it that just like really, really triggers something inside of me. Like the cookies, she posted a TikTok. I came across it on my For You page. I don't know what the algorithm thinks of me. I get the craziest shit on there.
Yeah, same.
Like, I would rather be on Prison Talk than Hannah Ann Talk. And there was like this video. Yeah. There's this video of her boyfriend who plays for the Rams.
Yeah.
Okay, but he doesn't actually play. He literally sits the bench.
This is why I fuck with you. Thank you for saying that. That's funny.
He sits on the bench, but like,
he's
I'm sorry,
bench
like
warmer.
He is, and like he like walks over to her and like they kiss. Then he goes into like the tunnel or something, and the comments were like couple goals. I'm like, are you guys okay? This is insane. If I ever looked at Danny, put my phone down, or handed it to someone, I was like, babe, I want you to walk by and kiss me, and then walk away. He would be like, are you help? Is this a cry for help? Like, are you okay?
Oh, totally.
It would be so weird. Like, couples like that, like, really gross me out. I saw this one the other day. It was like this couple, an ex. They were exes, and they're at the gym, and she's like, there's like the captions over the. I sound so old. I'm like the captions, like I don't know, but the text was like, my ex and I at the gym together, and then they kiss at the end. And I'm like, you set your phone up to do that, and then you have to like walk back and like grab the phone and like look at it. That is that makes me truly like want to, like, my skin wants to slide off my body.
You want to light your house on fire. It's terrible.
I hate it. And then what really got me in a rage this morning, a rage. I don't know what came over me. I was like, I am sick of this. I saw this girl on TikTok today, and there was like really sad music playing. And it was like, the text was like, he doesn't follow me back on Instagram. He only texts me or calls me when he's fucked up. And he thinks I'm a hole. And then it goes, and then I'm like, okay. And then it goes, but I just can't get over him. I'm like, what?
This is the shit that makes me
why are you putting this on the internet? Have some fucking self-respect. Block him. We've all been dickmatized before, but not to that extent.
It's insane how comfortable people are being mediocre on the internet. Like, I don't understand.
Listen,
I'm not doing the tutorials and the vase with the candy corn. How many variations of those little orange carnations with the spooky ghosts that you got at Joann's. I don't like it. I don't want to see it. Nobody wants to fucking see it. You've done enough. Dim the lights. Let's pivot. Go on a Revolve trip. Show us your body. Show us, do something else.
Show
I don't
us
want
your
to see
body.
it.
Show us something.
Sure.
I mean, make like a real recipe, you know? Like,
come on.
Go into Martha Stewart, log on, get to typing and figure it out. I just don't understand it. I also am self-aware enough to know that like I run a Bravo Instagram. Like I'm not reinventing the wheel either, okay? Like I made a poll to that. It was like, whose team are you on? Like
I voted.
I'm also a fucking loser. So like I'm aware
Same.
of all of this. Like I'm
Same.
aware. I'm not talking from a high horse. I'm just simply expressing how I feel about the current state of what's going on the internet and TikTok. People have lost their minds.
Can we talk about Bethenny Frankel really quick? Because
this is all I want to talk about. Have you seen the recent video of her making a celery salad with a huge sun hat?
Well, 1000%. And I have to tell you that I can't. Her desire to be relevant. You are rich. You have you sold your company for 120 something $million. Do you need to be on TikTok doing makeup tutorials? You don't. Go to lunch with Brannykins. Go on vacation. But enjoy the Hamptons in your G-Wagon convertible. I can't do it. And I'm allowed to say this now because I've gotten the green light from my girlfriend, Jennifer Lawrence, who I never acknowledged because I wanted to protect her celebrity and not be public about affiliation with me because I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm a loser. So I'm like, listen, like I'll protect you at all costs. I said to her, do not validate this woman because she did the 73 questions. And she was like, if you ever see Bethenny on the streets of New York, tell her she's not a chef. And then Bethenny, of course, does the side-by-side. She's so excited that Jennifer, mentioned her. And I'm like, no. Like she's making fun of you.
Yeah.
And how are you repackaging this into make it? The lights never dim for Bethenny Frankel.
I think we lost the Bethenny we loved when Cookie died. I think something really shifted in that universe over there. Like Cookie died and she hasn't been the same.
Well, she was live. Remember, she was Instagram storying the whole scenario.
The whole death. Yes, it was really crazy. And I understand. I've had to put a dog down myself. It's the hardest, saddest thing in the entire world. I totally understand. But I wasn't going on Instagram live. I wasn't Instagramming. Now, did I get broken up with a legal pad last year? Ooh. And I did talk about it on my Instagram story because I was truly just in shock. I was like, I don't know what just happened to me, but there was a legal pad. Like he brought a legal pad with him. It was really a crazy roller coaster of a ride. But that's not the death of my dog.
You're allowed to make fun of someone you should bully them on the internet for that.
But Bethenny Frankel is coming for Jenny Kane. Have you seen this?
I'm like speechless over it every single day. Just when I think like, okay, there's no way that it can get worse. It gets worse and worse and worse. And it covers every genre. She's doing consumer reports. She's doing beauty tutorials. She's doing chef tutorials. She's doing social commentary. She's doing humanitarian work. She's commenting on housewives. There are no days off, and it is so exhausting. And she has completely jumped shark. Like
she's lost her fucking mind. Crazy. I don't know what's going on over there in Connecticut where she lives now, but it's fucking crazy. Listen, when she first started doing her little skin care makeup reviews and she was like, it's at the level. I was like, maybe I'm on board. And then it got really weird. And then she fully lost me when she had Griffin Johnson. I think that's his name. One of the TikTok sway boys at her house.
Oh,
to teach him about business. I was like, what? I was like,
let me tell you about self-awareness, Bethenny. You can't buy that because it's are we both drinking raspberry like lime things?
Yeah, that's so really weird.
I love those Spindrifts. I ran out.
I do too. It's like all I drink. Well, that and coffee and Coke.
And
So
vodka.
yeah. And yeah, let's keep going. But Griffin was at her house and I thought that's really strange. And then she said that she's teaching him about business. I'm like, he's a sway boy. He's
It's
from the
so
sway house or something. Like, what the fuck is happening? And then she goes on TikTok with that big ass hat and
Oh,
is
there's always a
talking to
hat.
people. That woman loves a hat piece or a headpiece.
And a hashtag no filter. Yeah, you still look good and your body
Mhm.
looks great on the before and afters. You've missed the mark. The after is still good. Like
I
this
know.
is not, you're not being brave here.
No.
It's once again insulting our intelligence. Like you're still wearing big diamonds, full glam. You're on the beach at your
Mhm.
beach house. Like this is not, you're not the one to tackle these issues.
Correct. And she really has it out for the Kardashians.
And
Really has it out for
she's,
them.
why? It's like, you let them teach you about business, B. Because
Yeah.
like, relax. It's too.
Do you remember
It's
at one of the Real Houses of New York reunions when the women, like, I think it was Carol's last season, they all just started shouting at her about her baloney. And they were like, the
yeah.
skinny girl baloney. And she was like, what the fuck are you guys yelling at me about this for? Like, I think Kris Jenner could really teach Bethenny a thing or two, to be honest.
Mhm.
And I did watch the new episode of The Kardashians this morning.
Oh, how was it? I'm saving it for tonight.
Jackie, just when I think I'm done with them,
They get
I'm
you back.
not. They get me back. I cried the whole episode. I'm not joking. I literally, there were real tears. It's all about Chloe, and it's
Mm,
so heartbreaking
mm.
and moving, and it gets you good. Like, I hate Tristan Thompson. I know that that's like not breaking news, but motherfucker, I was
I hate
watching
him
this
too.
episode and I was like, you fuck, like he's a sick individual to
Yeah,
go through the surrogacy process to decide that that's what you want to do, knowing you have another child coming. That's like a whole level of
disgusting.
sick. Like that to me, like I'm done thinking Chloe is a clown.
Yeah,
And now I feel bad for her because I think
yeah.
Chloe needs to start protecting herself. I think she's got too much of a good heart. I really
Agree.
do. I think she's got a pure heart out of anyone in that family.
Hmm.
And she's got to start looking out for herself because this girl is just, it's bad. It's really bad.
Wow, I
So
know.
saving.
I'm into the Hulu show. I never
It's so
watched
good.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians though. Not to brag, but I didn't watch it. I never watched it. But this I'm into.
I mean, I've been hooked since 2007.
Oh wow.
They're like my family at this point. It's like the Real Housewives. I can't stop. Like at this point, why stop? I do not like some of the things the Kardashians do. You know, sometimes I do think that they're losing their grip on pop culture a little bit. Like I don't think people are
Yeah.
as obsessed anymore, which is fine.
Yeah.
Um, like Courtney's coming out with supplements called Lemmy.
Hmm.
Courtney is
Interesting.
really she's in her flop era. I don't think she's ever not been, but she's there's something going on with Courtney. Like she's, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but like Poosh is not successful. Lemmy is
Mm,
not successful.
mm.
Like Poosh had to use Dash's old Instagram.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. They like just changed the name to Poosh, so that it
That's
kept all their
very
followers.
interesting.
It's really because Courtney like doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Like there was this interview, I don't know if you remember, it was like a couple months ago. It was the famous interview where Kim said business women like need to get their asses up and work, which I
Right.
actually didn't hate that she said that. I know that that's also controversial, but it is what it is.
I mean, you can parse and mince anything to make it,
Mhm.
anti-feminist, anti-working, or whatever you want. But like,
Yeah.
what's the problem with saying some people don't
To
want to get
work.
up and work? They don't. That's okay. And
Yeah.
if
I
you,
also think people lose the like nuance. Like they don't understand like things that can be like layered and like are a little bit more like she wasn't talking to like the stay-at-home mom to like get up and fucking work. Like she's talking about people who think like just starting a business is easy for, that
yeah,
kind of stuff. Like that's what she's talking about. Me and Kim
I
obviously
wish
have
she,
talked about
sorry.
this.
Yeah, of course, very close. I wish she didn't apologize.
Mm. I think people have to stop apologizing.
It is my
I do.
business model, and I think I find it to be really, really triggering. We need to stop apologizing,
Now, if
especially if
you
you're not sorry.
right, like if you really do something wrong, like Adam Levine, for example, apologize.
Apologize.
But if you just like said something and people like kind of misunderstood it, I would be like, okay, that's your problem. Like I remember, I mean, I posted about Meghan Markle. I'll never forget. It was 2020. I posted about Meghan Markle and Harry on an Instagram story, just randomly.
As you do.
I took a nap and I woke up and I was canceled. I woke up and this guy named Yasher Ali on Twitter got a hold of my Instagram story and posted it, and the things that people were saying to me, and I'm like, I don't know what you guys want from me. Like, it's just clearly misunderstood. Like, it was just crazy.
Oh, believe me, I've been there. I've been there.
And people always ask, like, how do you handle like hate or negativity? And it's like when you get it enough, like you just kind of like don't even read it anymore.
I think it's funny. Like I really do. I find it to be so entertaining, and I really am completely unbothered by it. I feel like I'm doing something right, and I have no qualms about I mean, I say a lot of crazy shit, but I also don't edit my podcast at all. And I'm the same person, and I speak exactly the same on the mic as off the mic. So I'm not going to get busted anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather just speak how I speak unedited and like deal with the ramifications and be like, yeah, that was fucked up. Like, it's not great. Believe me, you think I don't want to go back and like mince and parse and like make things sound prettier so it's more flattering for myself? Yeah. But like at the end of the day, intention means a lot. And if you say something and you're deliberately trying to offend people, that's one thing. But if not, like saying that people need to get up and work, okay, let's cry. Really? That's what's going to offend us? Like the pendulum needs to swing. That's pussy shit. Get over it.
Yeah, I feel like there's people that say a lot worse. And they don't ever like get as much hate for it as like Kim would. But I also think what you do that I find really refreshing is that I think you also have like a real life. Like you don't like you record your podcast and you just like go about your day. Like you're not like living for the comments, you're not living for the engagement, you're not living for that shit. You're just like, yeah, this is just something I do. And that's it.
I think that I get really worried about people that are so like wrapped up in the minutia of of being validated by strangers. Like I don't understand how that's healthy. And like all my best friends, nobody listens to my podcast. They would never come on my podcast.
I have like one friend that listens.
Like nobody. I'm like, oh, thank you. And it's refreshing. And I think privacy is the greatest luxury of life. Like I want to go eat in a parking lot. I want to go to the mall. And I just don't understand this whole like fixation on like follower culture. I think it's really sad.
It is. And but people like ask me about growing an account or something like that. I never really know what to say because I did it so unintentionally. Like I was just bored and needed a creative outlet. And I didn't even think I knew I needed one. I just started an Instagram account and then just started posting, and then people started liking it. And I was like, oh, this is weird. And like when people ask me, like, how did you do this? I'm like, well, first of all, you have to stop caring because people are going to know that you care. Yeah. Just post what you fucking want and like live your life. Like stop being weird. I also hate like overly curated moments on Instagram. It really makes me sick.
It's so embarrassing. I mean, like, that it's take 6, the filter is on. They think they're having this real connective moment. At the end of the day, like, let's put this in layman's terms. These are strangers. They do not know you. If you go to the hospital, nobody's going to bring you a casserole. None of these people. And it's a beautiful, I hate the word community. It's a beautiful exchange. It's nice that people can feel connected both ways. I mean, a lot of people that listen to my podcast are fucking hilarious. And I do enjoy
because they get it. Like the people that get it, and the people that don't. It's like very much that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, it's very embarrassing to take yourself that seriously.
That's the thing. You can't take it because like I find myself so many times on this podcast, like, really having an out-of-body experience where I'm like, "What the fuck am I talking about?" Like, it's so
Yeah,
ridiculous. Like, I'm
it's
like
so
Erica
dumb.
Jane and, like, Rinna, like, Kathy and the conga line. I'm like, "I don't know what I'm talking about anymore." I sound fucking crazy, but I like it, so I think you have to have a good sense of humor about it, and you seem to.
Samantha, I will tell you what I tell everybody in this space. We are glorified prostitutes. We're not curing cancer.
No.
So to act like, because you're sharing your skincare routine, you're doing the Lord's work is mortifying. And you're going to be so embarrassed in 5 years. Like, that's what I want to tell these girls. I'm like, listen, you're going to be so embarrassed
Yes.
later for doing this. I've been there. I hyperflexed at the beginning of my podcast. I was hyperflex queen. It was, I sold merch. Like, I had 3 listeners and I was like selling merch with like iron-on patches.
It's kind of iconic.
Low-key love her. Like, I'm like, wow, girl, sick, tight.
Yeah.
So embarrassing.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, in 5 years, everything is just going to be embarrassing. Everything. Because it's going to be so
keep
different.
that in mind.
Yeah. It's all going to be embarrassing. So this is obviously mainly a Bravo podcast. So let's talk about Bravo a little bit before you go.
Please.
Before we I'm sure people have turned this off by now because I'm just like, they're probably like, shut the fuck up.
Sure.
But what was like your gateway into Bravo? I'm always curious what people have to say. Like, what was it?
Okay, so my gateway into Bravo was definitely The Real Housewives of Orange County. That was the first.
Early days.
I didn't really get into Project Runway, I think was one of the first ones. I kind of dabbled with Flipping Out, but I didn't get it at the beginning. Now, I mean, I look back, we've talked about this, but Flipping Out is iconic. I mean, Jeff Lewis is
people think it's like satire. I'm like, no, like that's really who he is. Like, he's crazy.
He is one of the funniest human beings in the entire world. He is so exactly as he appears. And by the way, anyone who wants to try to target him or make him this villainous character, like Zoila still works for him. I was at his house. Zoila is there in a Chanel layered necklace with a Chanel bag that he bought her. He takes her, he buys her jewelry. He loves
her. That's like his mother. Like, he really loves her.
Love. Okay. So Flipping Out, I dabbled with, but I got into that later in life. Real Housewives of Orange County, I will never forget it. I was hooked from the start. I worked at a summer camp. I was the activities coordinator, humble brag, just wanted to sneak that in. I got my first paycheck. You know what I did, Samantha? I went to my local M. Frederick, which is a store that I think is owned by Adam Levine's mother or aunt or something. Went to M. Frederick. This is how we get all
full circle.
We're back, baby. Professionals. I bought a salmon-colored sky top with a diamante tiger crawling up my non-existent tits. And if you think that I don't have it in my guest bedroom,
you can't
in a garment, I will never get rid of it. It doesn't fit. My tits like literally come out of the sidearms now. I spent my entire paycheck getting a sky top because I was so transfixed and enamored with these women and their grottos and their hair color. The worst blonde in the history of blonde.
It was like yellow. It was
no
so
toner.
Good. They've never seen a purple shampoo in their life.
With the True Religion jeans and the
wedge
frosty
sandal.
Lipstick, always a wedge sandal. Lynn Curtin and those girls. I think about Lynn Curtin and her cuffs every day of my life.
Can I just say 2 things? One, did you feel and look so hot in that sky top though?
Yes.
You were like, I get it. Like, you put it on and you're like, I get it. Like, this is why
full support.
Oh yeah.
Snatched
at the waist, like a little tight.
At the waist.
Yeah.
Beautiful draping. Like a low V, like a sensible, like very J-Lo Versace V. And, support from the diamante embellished kind of under tit region that gave you this beautiful décolleté, whatever it's called. Yes. So I still love Real Housewives of Orange County. Like, it's had ups, it's had downs, but it's consistently been unhinged. I think the last season the last couple seasons, we need a refresh. I think Tamra Judge is going to bring a lot back to the table.
I think she will too. Tamra Judge is like, she really is the original housewife. I know that Vicky Gunvalson, that literally kills her, that when Dave Quinn wrote that book, like that basically came out that the housewives we have now is because of Tamra. I was like, I'm really loving that for her, because she's just one of those people too, like where she is who she is on camera. That
Totally.
Kim Zolciak is the exact same way, not on camera. And I fucking love her. But
love her.
The thing I was going to say about Lynn Curtin, I was sent probably 2 years ago, and I'll never forget it. It's burned into my brain. Her daughter's Twitter.
Which one? Alexia or Raquel?
I think it was Raquel, who was doing porn at the time. I've seen so much of Raquel that the things that this girl put out on Twitter was shocking. It was like, I saw her butthole. Like, I was like, my friend sent it to me and he was like, oh my God, have you seen this? And I was like, no, but thank you for sending it. It was a shock. A shock.
Oh my God. Well, you know what I'll be doing after this? Looking at
I don't know if it's still up.
Butthole.
I don't know if it's still up, but it was really crazy. Okay, so who was like if you could make an ultimate girls trip and you had 6 slots open, who would you pick?
Ooh, oh God.
It's it's a hard question. I know. I'm sorry I did this to you.
No, that's okay. I mean, I think we gotta have, we need Ramona and Sonia.
Ramona.
I feel, but can they be one person?
Yep, absolutely.
Because we need.
They share a room together, anyways. They share a bathtub.
Yeah. See, it's hard because what I want to do is just reboot like an old cast trip from Rhodey. Exactly. I'm like Bethenny, Carol.
I know. I do the same thing when people ask me. I'm like, okay, so I want Lou. I want Sonia. I would love a Carol. Yeah.
I mean, Vicky Gunvalson, especially now that she's been away from it, I feel like she would be really hungry and like jonesing for an altercation. So I would probably throw Vicky Gunvalson somewhere in there. From Atlanta, Nene. I mean,
I really hate what's happened with Nene and Bravo. It's really upsetting to me.
I don't even know how to tackle it because
I don't really have much to say. It's just sad.
It's so sad. And I don't even, I haven't like gotten so into it, but did she try to file a lawsuit against Bravo or Andy or both? Or was it dropped?
And I think I think it's dropped, but I think if Nene called him and they spoke, I think Andy would be very forgiving, because I think Nene, like, that really made him very sad.
Yeah, that's devastating. I'm just so, I hate that. Who else? I would do
any Jersey girl.
Mean, it's tough. I fell out of love with New Jersey.
Wow. When was that?
It happened about 1.5 years ago.
I think if they're really an ensemble cast, I don't think you can't just take one of them. You got to have they all really go together, even when they don't. I loved when Dolores called Jennifer a cunt. That really got me good.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And Danielle Staub is a pioneer woman. I mean, she is
a pioneer.
When she came out with that lesbian lullaby. Real close.
Remember when Kim did as well? She had Tracy.
Oh my God, of course. And then you can't forget the Moroccan remix of Chic C'est La Vie.
Chic C'est La Vie. I unironically listen to a lot of Housewives music. I find it really funny and like amazing. And honestly, Candace Dillard, her Drive Back single is, get Andrew to listen. See what he thinks.
The worst Housewives song of all time, in my humble opinion, is it Coffee and Love?
By Ashley Darby.
This is, okay, talk about a lack of self-awareness. It is the worst song that any Real Housewife has ever put out. And I will argue this in a court of law. It is worse than Wig. It is worse than Google Me. It is worse than Good as Gold. If we're really going to make it to the Bravo stratosphere, it is worse than any James Kennedy song. It is the worst. And I'll tell you why. She can kind of sing, but between the music video with the sexual tension between her and her brother with his unnecessary rap verses.
I hated that. I always forget that there's rap in it until I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, are we in a new song? It's shocking.
And when she does those runs, and we won't stop, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Oh my God, please
And they did
stop. And
stop. The Coffee and Love
it
did stop.
it stopped because I think it was the song. I mean, it was just talk about a boner deflator. It was so bad.
Michael Darby makes me sick to my stomach. He is such a little gremlin. My friend's cousin lives in DC and saw them out together at a coffee shop. And I
Oh.
was like, what's going on there? I think it was just like a kid drop off maybe situation. Like they didn't
Yeah.
really, she said that they didn't seem very cozy. What are your thoughts on Vanderpump Rules? Because I know that you were like a big fan.
I was a big fan. I flew too
your
close to the
recaps
fire.
were really good.
And got burned. I got 2 in the mix, and then when all that shit went down with Stassi and Jax and everything.
Oh, I forgot about all of that. I really did. I forgot that was okay.
It was on my show.
Yeah.
It was on my show.
I remember.
And
okay. Wow.
I know. So I always say I
Sorry
flew.
about that.
No,
too
it's
close
okay.
to the sun. You flew too close to the sun.
I'm like, listen, I appreciated it from a distance, and then I took the curtain back, and then I started, and I was like, hands off deck. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Like, get me off the ride.
That was a really crazy time. I miss Jax Taylor. I'm not gonna lie. I miss him. I mean, I miss my country bumpkin.
Of course. And I think that there was something the best part about Vanderpump Rules, the reason why I became so obsessed with it, is because it was so real. Like the dynamic between all of the characters was so real. Like you cannot write it, you can't produce it, you can't cast it. So it was transfixing. It was incredible. And then, they lost their way a little bit trying to bring other people in. On paper, it's still a fantastic show. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. James Kennedy is
a star.
He is a star, and I was very hard on him. He really hates me. He threatened to sue me, I think, once.
Craig, that's how Craig is with me. He hates me.
Really?
Yeah. I was blocked for a while. I'm unblocked now. I don't know why.
Wait, why does he hate you?
I hate him.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm not very nice about him.
Okay.
I try, but
okay, that's fair. Him. That's fine.
But he also, I mean, James is a maniac. He spit on Kristen's door. I think about that a lot.
I know.
I think all the stars aligned to make Vanderpump Rules. It was just the perfect recipe of a show. Nothing will ever be better than early Vanderpump, ever. I still think it's a good show. I think this next season will be really good because a lot has happened. In real life, this Lala Randall thing, I'm so excited about.
Oh my God. And the Tom, Katie, Raquel situation. I mean, hello. That's crazy.
With James and his weird girlfriend. I don't like her. There's something about her that I find very odd. I also think Tom is the number one Tom Sandoval, but I don't think he's the number one guy in the group. I really think Jax was. Jax really was the patriarch of that show. And that's hard for people to admit.
No, because he's not. Listen, we don't need our reality stars to be amazing people. We don't need them to be the godfather of our children. We don't need them to be our guiding lights. We need them to entertain us. And that's what they have done.
Mr. Cauchy did that.
I mean, he's given us so many gifts, and we really should respect him more.
He comes to Detroit a lot. He comes to Detroit a lot, and I've always wanted to see him out in the flesh. It really blows my mind. I really want to see him here. Because Kristen's also from here. Yeah, my ex-boyfriend's brother dated Kristen in high school. And he said that she was crazy. Kristen Dowdy is one of the best reality television stars of all time. And she gets no, props for that. She carried that fucking show on her back.
I know.
The Tom, Ariana, Kristen love triangle, there will never be anything more entertaining to me. Ever.
It was and she's just chain smoking cigarettes and
shaking,
Diana, suck a dick.
And she's always shaking, and she's got these really long fingers, and she's just ripping cigs, and it's so good. And Sheena is just a tragic figure. She's like a Greek tragedy to me. I can't stop watching her. I want nothing but the best for her. But acknowledge who she is. Like, she
Totally.
is Sheena Shea from Marina Del Rey. Like, that's
Wait,
her personality.
can I tell you the best story about Sheena Shea from Marina Del Rey?
Please.
So she did my podcast a gajillion years ago. And she was married to Shay at the time.
Oh my God.
And she brought Shay. And I was like just starting out. So for me to get Vanderpump and to get like Housewives and stuff like was a massive deal because it was like it was a guest, you know?
Yeah.
So we went back and forth. She was coming. She wasn't coming. It was a very exciting day for me. She says, I can be there at 12:30, but I have a hard out at 12:45 because I have a nail appointment in Azusa.
I know.
Is that where she's from?
Yeah, she's from Azusa.
Okay. She had a nail appointment.
She came for 15 minutes.
It ended up being 20 because the last 5 minutes, she decided to sideswipe me with a, what's his name? Mike Shea?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Shea had a new song on SoundCloud, a rap number that he wanted to debut on my podcast live and in person. So in the last 5 minutes, Sheena Shea hijacked my show and was like, you know, Shay's got like a new song that he's just released on SoundCloud. Like, should we premiere it here? And I was like, okay. And me and my producer, Emu at the time, we sat there. I had to think of like dead puppies, the Titanic, the Holocaust, like the war in Iraq, like everything possible that could make me like not laugh. Like, because it was, I'm like, how is this happening? How is she doing this to me? It's the worst song. We're sitting here with the headphones and she's like jamming out and we're just like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. And it was the most excruciating 2.5 minutes of my existence.
I would probably just start crying just out of pure, just like anger that I can't react how I want. Like I would just like tears would just start falling from my face. Yeah. Oh my God. Like that's the kind of delusion that I really just live for. Like I could never do that. Like ever, 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 ever. I can't imagine.
I mean, as a pop star myself, I can't imagine doing that to somebody.
Before you go, can we talk about that really quick? You are a pop star. You reached, I believe, number one.
Number one.
On the charts.
On the charts. On the iTunes charts, which we know are a bit finicky, but I also went number 23 on the Billboard Emerging Artists charts.
Jackie.
And I get no fucking respect.
No.
None. Can I sing? No. Does that matter? No. And
but also you put heart into it.
Heart and soul, okay? And a sticky, sticky bop. And I also made my grandmother a pop star.
Grandma Gloria is, I know that you get this a lot, but like she's really a pillar of our community.
I know. She's a star.
Of every community, she's a pillar. She's a star. She's so beautiful. She's got the voice of an angel. She's charismatic. Like hilarious. It doesn't get better. It doesn't.
Listen, everyone should listen to Silver Linings featuring Grandma Gloria. It will kind of make you cry. Sometimes it comes on my shuffle and I start crying because it's so cute.
She's just cute. Like that's the thing. Like she's just a cute, beautiful woman, you know?
And she's such a cunt too.
Yeah, like she'll give it to you.
She's a fucking bitch, but I love her. She's like, listen, she said to me the other day, she goes, she mentioned that I had gained weight and I was like, well, maybe I'll just like get on those diet pills that you were on. And she was like, okay. She she wants me to be at least 30 pounds thinner. She wants me to be like borderline in the hospital with an eating disorder. And like, that's all she cares about.
Yeah. I mean, there's like that generation where it's like, as long as you're thin, they don't give a fuck. Like, whatever you got to do to be thin. And it's like, okay.
She's not woke. She's not woke. And we love her for it.
Yeah, of course. Well, this was amazing. I feel like I could talk to you forever. Thank you so much for coming on. Tell everybody, I mean, they probably know where to find you already, but like tell people where they can find you and listen to you. And plug anything you want.
Okay, let me see how I do here. Listen to the Bitch Bible. It's great, but some episodes aren't great. The early ones, and like I had a couple duds like a month ago. Mind, Body, No Soul was my foray into the wellness space. It's a guided meditation podcast. I did 40 episodes and got burnt out. I think it's my best work. And I'm on Instagram at Jackie Schimmel, but I just got a notification before this that I violated community guidelines again. So you probably can't find me.
What the
again?
Fuck? Okay. That's so annoying. I don't even know.
Inciting violence.
I was disabled.
Yet again.
I was disabled last summer for calling my friend who's a teacher. I was trying to get her school supplies for calling her a hot bitch. I was banned.
They deactivated your account?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
4 times.
Yeah. I was like, but people can like post racist, crazy shit on here, like, and they're still
kicking.
Yeah. I'm like, but I try to get my friend a teacher school supplies, calling her a hot bitch in a bikini photo. And I'm the devil. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It's honestly, there's something going on. And I hate Meta. Mark Zuckerberg makes me sick.
Same.
Anyway, so hopefully you guys can find her there. Hopefully she's back by the time this episode comes out.
We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, thank you guys so much for listening, and make sure you rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to podcasts. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.